Hey everybody, so I'm talking to you guys from my salon in Santa Maria, Azores. So I'm just want to give you guys a heads up. I'm doing great on this fasting. I feel amazing. Things are going really well, so I'm going to continue. I officially, tomorrow is week 3, and I'm down to, I think, a size 16, almost a 14, and I still feel amazing. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. But today I want to talk about something a little bit of what I believe in, more of my spiritual side of things. So some pretty crazy things have been happening lately. My friend's been going through a hard time, and I just thought I would touch base on that. I think sometimes we search for answers too much, and we look for things that aren't there. And the problem is we keep searching and searching and searching and searching, that we forget to pay attention to what's going on today. And I remember about, well, let's say, I'm gonna say about a month, maybe 2 months ago, I was pretty low, always searching, always wanting answers. And I don't know how much money I had spent on like psychics and readings and things like that, and trying to get, some information on why I was feeling the way I was feeling and why I felt so low. I was hurt and hurt and hurt so much, and from so many different guys, and it just got to the point where I was just like, okay, I can't take this anymore. What did I do so wrong? What did I do so wrong to deserve being treated this way? And things started off so well, and then the guys would just disappear, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck did I do? I didn't deserve it. But then I realized that these were all lessons for me. And after a situation happened with one of my good friends, I said enough was enough, and I couldn't take it anymore. And I decided to go numb. And I decided to say no more. I'm done with the universe. I'm done with everything. I'm done with just knowing. I'm done with caring. And I got to the point where I didn't even know. Like, I couldn't even open my eyes. I felt like I was just here. I had no life. I had no rhythm. I had nothing. And I was just calm. I didn't care about yesterday. I didn't want to fucking know about tomorrow. I was just here. I just closed myself off to the point where it felt like nothing mattered. And that was probably the best thing I ever did for myself. I stopped wearing my stones. I stopped carrying things around with me. I just didn't want to know. And just, that was the best thing I did. It was like that for 2 weeks. And those 2 weeks might have been the most detrimental part of my life this far. But it was exactly what I needed, because it helped me put things back together. It helped me press restart on myself. And what the best part about that is that I was able to ask for something and be sincere, and I was able to ask for the right things, and I was able to put out there what I wanted in myself and for myself. And what made my eyes open again was the night of a Truce concert, which is my favorite fucking Canadian band. Me and my best friend pull road trips, and it was that night. My shoulder, I woke up with my shoulder really, sorry, I'm getting messages. My shoulder was pretty bad, my left shoulder, and I was like, what the hell? Like, it's so weird. And my friend, when I went to go pick up my best friend, she hurt her right shoulder, and we're like, that's just so weird how we're opposites, and we have 3 matching tattoos now. We have two that I actually have designed, and it just so happens that I'm a moon lover. I love my moon. I love being in night. I love the stars. I love all of that. I'm a moon person. The moon really affects me, and she's the sun, and she always props to Ashley. Seth, love you, girl. She's the sun, and we have tattoos that represent that part of us. And anyways, so as we're driving on our mission to our concert, we always get a shady little hotel and whatever. And so anyways, we're driving, and I look at her, I was like, Ashley, the sun is still out. And she's like, the moon is still out. Sorry, my bad. Sun is out during the day. Duh. And she's like, yeah, that's weird. And I was like, yeah. And it just so happened that as we're driving, the moon was on my left side and the sun was on her right side. It was just, we looked at each other, I'm not gonna lie, probably a little high. And we looked at each other and we said, okay, that's just weird. You know, your shoulder's hurting you, my shoulder's hurting you, we're the opposite sides, everything just lining up the way it was. So then we get to the hotel. Well, the room of the number is, the number of the room just so happens to be one of my favorite numbers, and it worked out that we were the corner, we had a great spot, no one around us. Okay, so we are waiting for this shady hotel right on Lundy's Lane in Ontario, and it was close, we were thinking it was gonna be really bad. Well, shit, don't we get in there and it's fucking nice. The only thing that we could complain about was that there was one hanger and no French for our booze. Other than that, the sheets were clean, everything was clean. Like, we were shocked. Like, this is not the way our concerts go. Like, this is not the way it's supposed to be. We're supposed to have some cum-filled fucking walls and things, and, just so happen. Oh, see these beautiful arts back here? I just want to do a shout out to Beth. Ooh, to Beth there for those amazing paintings, and that was a gift from one of my clients, if you can see it. So thank you, Beth, for those amazing pictures, and I told you they would be up in my salon. Anyways, so that was just, okay, what the hell, right? Like, something is seriously not right here. Like, this is not the way things are supposed to be. It's going so good. Well, anyways, we get to the concert, get myself some drinks, and we find the really cool spot. And the spot was amazing. Like, it really was. Like, we got really good spots and we got to see everything. And we just wanted to make sure that no one kept going in front of us. My friend's not the tallest, and I'm all right, but I'm not like super tall. So, people were going in front, and then all I kept saying to her is, you know what, I'm gonna ask for space. And I'm gonna put it out there that I want me and you to have the best night that we've ever had, and that we're gonna have all the space that we need to enjoy this night the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. Well, it wasn't 2 minutes later that all of a sudden we ended up with two guys in front of us. Well, one was in front and one was beside us. And the one in front of us just so happened to be like our bodyguard. And he was amazing, and he wouldn't let anybody come in front of us. He kept that spot open, and it was amazing. Like, it was weird. And then there was this tall guy beside us. He was the best thing ever. He was just so amazing and fun to be around. His energy was incredible, and we had a great night, all four of us. And then I'm a sweaty person. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I get hot really fast. And all of a sudden, I felt some lady give me ice in my hand, and she's like, no, hold the ice. So I kept saying, like, I'm hot. Like, it was getting hot, and I already go almost half naked, and I was like, not really, but I was not, prepared to be that sweaty, because it was whatever. Anyways, so she starts handing me ice from her cup, and she's like, here, hold on to this. And she's like, when you get nervous or when you're hot, put ice in your hands, it'll help cool you down. And I was like, shit, I've never in my life heard about that. Like, okay, ice helps. I've heard putting cold water on the wrists, whatever. And all night, this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman, I call her Mama Rock, because she was an older woman and she just rocked the night away with us. I was just so thankful to have her beside me the whole night. She kept handing me ice, keeping me cool all night. And then I had these two gentlemen beside us. And I was just always like, this night turned out to be a pretty good night. So all of a sudden, this spot opens up. Towards the end of the night, the spot opens up and this cool breeze starts coming in. Well, I took advantage of it, and I just stood there, and I just so happened to be center with the singer, with Colin. And I just felt like I just kept looking at Colin, and I just kept saying, I need to meet you one day. I need to meet you one day. I need to meet you one day. And I just kept putting that out there. And me and my friend had bought VIP passes before, and we had bought we have gone 12 times, okay? 12 times to see these guys, and I've met the bass player 3 times by accident. So I was already ecstatic about that. And it just so happened that, whatever. And I just kept putting that out there. And we were joking around saying, how funny would it be if on the way there, how funny would it be if we actually met them? Because at this spot that we went to, at this venue, was where I had met the bass player at the bar one night. First time I got to get a picture with him. And I was like, oh my God, that'd be so cool, blah, blah, blah. So the night goes, everything ends, and we end up going back into the bar. My friend, I ended up going to get my beer and coming back outside, and she's like, "You didn't call the cab?" I said, "No." So I called the cab, so we had 15 minutes to wait. So as we're sitting there just having a smoke, I'm sitting there, I see this guy walk out of this door that we had tried to joke around and to go into and think that, oh, maybe we can get in, but we couldn't because it wasn't a part of that. At least that's what we thought. So this guy walks out, and two gentlemen walk out, and one guy was wearing the hat of Jeff Hazel, which is the piano keyboard player of The Truth. And I was like, "Jeff." My friend's like, "Yeah, call him." And I was like, "Jeff." And he goes, "What?" And then she's like, "Ask for a picture." So I was like, "Can we get a picture with you?" So we went, as we were running to go get this picture with Jeff Hazel, it's fucking Colin with him. I could not have been any more starstruck in my whole life. I got into the cab, we got our pictures. My friend, I couldn't even hug them. Like I didn't even have that in me to do that. And my friend ended up getting hugs, and we showed him our tattoos because we just got a really cool tattoo. And I designed a tattoo for us, and we got that done a week for us going, and it was just awesome. Everything just worked out perfect. And so we got our picture with them finally. I finally got to meet them. I was so happy. I got into the car and I just cried. I just kept holding my friend. I was like, it happened. Like it fucking happened. Everything just fucking happened. And then it hit me that those two gentlemen were my guides and they were my angels. I've gone to see psychics now for many years, and I have one that I really enjoyed. She's amazing. Her name is Iris, and I've gone and seen another one, and she's another beautiful soul that I love and I've learned so much from, and her name is Charlotte. And I've seen another recent one lately, and her name was Sonia. Sonia helped me a lot with healing. And Iris, every time I go see Iris, she's always like, and Charlotte had mentioned this before, she's like, "Who are these two guys?" I said, "What two guys?" She's like, "You have two guys with you." And I'm like, "Who?" She's like, "George and Fred." I'm like, "I don't know George and Fred." She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "You have a George and Fred with you all the time." And I'm like, "I don't know. They're not, no one that I ever know that passed away was named George or Fred. Like, I don't know anybody." And because I have an uncle named Francis, but that's about it. And he's still alive. Like I didn't understand. My dog that passed away was Brewster. Like there was no George or Fred. And these two have been around me for such a long time. And it just clued in. Because whenever I did picture a George and a Fred, I pictured George being very calm, more of the serious, buckle down, person. Like I just picture him as that person. And I picture Fred as this happy-go-lucky, playful person. So almost like my yin and my yang, right? And the two sides of me. And they're the ones that kind of encourage each other, or they balance each other out to help me balance out as that part of that energy. And when I pictured that, and I just thought about it, and I was like, fuck, that was them. That was them that night, showing me that they were there for me, even though I had given up, even though I had decided to go numb. The universe never gave up on me. My guides never gave up on me. That they were there, but that's exactly what I needed to believe again. It was exactly what I needed to sit back and say, no, the universe has got my back. Even thinking that because I had given up, that I was going to ask for help and they weren't going to give it to me. And they did. And I was so thankful because I never thought about it. And I've met somebody and he was the love of my life. And I thought my ex-fiance was the love of my life. And then I'd meet somebody and it was just, I couldn't get over it. Like me and him never kissed, me and him never had sex, nothing. And the love that I had for him was just, it was just weird. It was surreal. It was just, didn't make sense to me. Like it just didn't make sense. Like how can I feel? I was just engaged to somebody. And a year later, not even a year later, I'm head over heels for this guy that I've never even fucking kissed. Like what the fuck, right? And I was really mad about this, and it made me really crazy, and we stopped talking for a bit, and then we talked again, and we stopped talking for a bit. He's become one of my good friends, and then he pisses me off. But I've come to terms that love that I have for him wasn't from this world. Because as much as I love him and I care for this guy, the life that I choose to live this world in this life isn't the life that I know I can be provided for right now. And regardless of money or whatever, that's not important to me. What's important is that I get to live my truth and I get to live what I choose to live, and things like that. And one thing that I realize is that, past life connections are true and past life connections are real. And he made me see that. And, I thought I had that with my ex, but I realized that I was a gift for my ex from the universe to help him choose a new way of life. And it was up to him, and I was there to help him because someone thought I was strong enough to help him get through. But he was also my lesson that I learned how to love unconditionally, and that I am strong enough, and that I needed to be broken down to a level to be able to build myself back up to a woman that I'm choosing to be, the woman that I refuse to let go of for somebody else again. And it's just been amazing, these connections that I've made throughout the time. And something happened the other day that it was a weird situation that I had met somebody, and I'm sorry if you're going to listen to this and you get awkward, but whatever, it is what it is. Never in my life met this person in my life ever. And we were drinking, having a good time, and I looked at my friend and I said, this guy has some beautiful eyes. Like I can't stop but look at this guy's eyes. I didn't understand why, right? So whatever, we were quiet, and the next thing you know, we ended up with conversation, and I've never been able to talk to a male the way I did about Reiki and energies and things like that. And I just felt very easy. And he made a comment about my friend that was so true. And I was just like, there's something about this guy. And I didn't understand. And I didn't understand what was going on because I've never encountered anything like this. I'm talking to you guys now, but I'm a very reserved person. I like to have a good time. But to open up about certain things takes me a while because I'm afraid of judgment, which I shouldn't be afraid of because it's speaking my truth. But I also I'm afraid that people just don't understand me sometimes. My friend and me, I have two girls that, they really understand who I am, what I am, and everything like that. And 3 girls actually. And to be able to talk to this guy was pretty intense. And I was just like, okay, this is pretty cool. So I was actually really hoping to get a hold of him and talk to him more. And then the next day too, the same thing. And I was just like, we started talking again, and just being beside him, I felt such better energy. I felt so good beside him. It felt really nice. And I was just like, okay, so we've known each other before. We must have had a connection. Maybe we're from the same energy family, or the same cosmic family, or maybe a connection in the past life. I'm not too sure. But I know one thing's for sure. For a stranger, I was sad. I felt a little sad that he was gone the next day. And I didn't want to feel that way. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know this guy. But I did, and I felt that because there was a reason for it. It was another thing to just show me that connections are real, and you don't know what's going to happen, and anything is possible if we just open ourselves up to the universe and allow the universe to take reins. I do feel that, it's okay. And I'm not saying you can't control every aspect of your life. I'm not saying don't make plans for your future, but make plans, but know that anything is possible, because we don't have tomorrow. We only have today, and it's easier said than done. And I know it. Trust me, I fucking know it. I'm a Taurus. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I'm a bull with a Gemini moon and an Aries rising. So I'm fucking stubborn as fuck. And I need to know everything. I'm the type of person where if I'm going to make something, I need a backup plan. I'm here in Santa Maria right now. I'm running my little shop. And I signed a 2-year contract, but I don't know what's going to happen. I decided I'm going back to school. I'm going to take some holistic therapies. You know what? Try a new venture, because I know I can't personally do hair for the rest of my life. So I don't know what's going to happen. Who knows? But I know I'm making plans. But at this point, I'm not certain. But I know my backup, I have a little backup plan. Just in case everything fails, I have a backup plan, because that's the type of person I am. But to say, I'm going to marry the next guy I meet, no. To say that, I need to know this guy, that, this guy's doing this for me, that he's the one. No, I don't know. But I'm learning, and I'm learning everything, and I'm learning so much. And that's because I was able to let it go. Am I open for love? Yeah. I thought I was before. but I wasn't, because I was pushing it, and I was pushing, wanting it so bad that I was pushing it away. I was pushing it away to the point where I was just attracting toxic people. I was attracting people because I was allowing myself to be used, and I was allowing myself to be treated a certain way without even realizing I was being treated a certain way. Once I just got enough, it was just enough to the point where I was just so numb. I now can honestly say I took that chance to heal myself. Sonia had taught me some really cool ways to pull energy out of me and give it back to the owners. She made a comment and said, "Why am I carrying someone else's karma?" When she said that to me, it was like a fucking smack in the face. I was like, shit, she's right. Why am I carrying my ex's karma? Why am I carrying this bitch's karma? Why am I carrying that bitch's karma? Why am I carrying that asshole's karma? You know? And I was like, yeah, they treated me wrong. Why am I holding on to that? Why am I holding on to the bullshit that they put me through? Why? There's no reason for it. There's no reason. That's theirs. That's the way that they need to learn what they did to me wasn't right. And that's what they need to learn to hold on to, or what they need to deal with. Why am I holding on to it? I did nothing. You know, I'm not saying I'm a fucking saint. I'm not saying that at all. But she was right. So I visualized myself pulling out their energy and giving it back. And even if they didn't want to take it, I fought it and I did it. I know one person I did was really quick. It was easy, done. Boom, take your shit, give me back mine. And I took it back with force. And I put it back into my body with love and light. And then I went back to another friend. She didn't really want it so much, but I said, no, you're going to take it. You're stubborn. You're taking it. I visualized myself saying these things to them. And I visualized myself just taking it. My ex took a little bit longer. It got to the point where I remember I was so frustrated and I said enough is enough. That I remember I visualized myself knocking on the door, shoving it in his hands and saying enough, and grabbing mine and saying no more. And I stood firm and I said no more. I held it. And then for 2 weeks, slowly but surely, I let it go. And everything just feels better. And I chose this fasting, and the fasting has been great for me. I feel good. I feel clear. I'm enjoying myself more. I'm taking more risks. I'm actually, not afraid to go eat by myself as much. I'm actually encouraging myself to go out of my comfort zone a little bit. Like talking to this guy the way I talked to him the other day, like it would have been something that I wouldn't have done. But he opened up to me for a reason. He suggested 2 books for me, and I'm really excited to read these books because it just so happens the author that he suggested for me to read has a lot of part in what I'm studying. So everything happened for a reason, and me meeting him was maybe for me to even just fucking read these books. I don't know, but it's still a good reason. And I'm excited to see what happens, and I'm excited to see where life goes from here. Oh, my hair. But I mean, I can honestly say that I'm open and that I'm ready for love. Doesn't mean I'm gonna settle, but doesn't mean I'm not gonna close my eyes. And doesn't mean that I'm not going to be finally, enough. And I'm ready to meet the right person. And I'm doing things differently this time. And I'm going to take my time to talk to this one. I'm going to take my time to get to know this person. And I'm going to take my time to get to know me again. And make sure that who ends up with me is who be let be told otherwise. And I'm taking risks, and I'm, little baby steps, and I'm taking risks, making this new venture, because I know this venture, a lot of people think I'm crazy, doing these Facebook things and stuff, and right now I have no viewers, and that's okay. And that's okay because I'm talking and I'm getting it out there. But the connections that we make throughout this world are amazing. And the connections that we make, like who's to say that, another connection I meet just doesn't happen to be someone on a radio station who just happens to love my voice or happens to love my podcast or whatever this fucking shit is, my videos, I don't know. But, I made a really good friend who I'm hoping that one day I can afford, and I'm sure I can afford him one day, but I'm going to get my friend, João Brandão, to make my videos and make my intros to my YouTube channel one day. And I want to support him, and I want to give him that. And I'm glad that I got to meet him, because now that I'm taking on this venture, I met somebody who can help me and make my channel really cool. But right now it's here's a start, and I'm glad with the connections that we make throughout the world. And some we have to let go of, and that's okay. You know, I had a friend of mine who, you know, I loved her to pieces, but I was sick and tired of chasing her. I was sick and tired of being that friend that always felt like I had to chase her, and I put myself, made her a part of my family and everything like that, and I wish her nothing but the best in life, and I really hope that she evolves into the person that she needs to be. But I can't, like, I know personally I can't be around people who don't try, who don't make an effort for me like I've made for them. And I'm not saying that depression isn't easy. I'm not saying that it's easy and that there's any way to deal with it. Everybody deals with it their own way. When the time is right, maybe we'll be friends again. But right now, I can't have people like that in my life, because I need people that are willing to support me and be my friends like I've been for them. And that's the thing that we need to remember, that every connection we make doesn't need to be kept. There's connections that need to go, and there's connections that we needed for that moment. You know, her mother had passed, and I was there for her to be, you know, feel like she had a family, and I hope that she connects with new people, and I'm hoping that she's doing really good for herself. But right now, that was just not the way that our life was supposed to be, and unfortunate it is the way it is. And who's to say that this new gentleman that I met, you know, he already had taught me so much, and regardless, like, I was so comfortable with him, and he helped me believe in connections. Like, he helped me believe that there's more here, there's so much more. Even though I already knew that, meeting somebody so physical, like, and how I was so drawn to him, not physically, it wasn't anything physical, like, there was no sexual attraction there. It was just his eyes were drawing me in, and I didn't understand, and then the conversation started, and it made sense, you know. And then even the awkwardness and things like that, like, it had to be that way, and it had to be the way it needed to be. And we got to talk, and we got the, you know, the books, and, you know, I'm very happy to have met him. Like, I'm really excited, and, you know, I hope that one day I probably won't see him again, but you never know, and I hope to see him again. That me and him can, you know, have some good conversation and talk and get to know each other more. And again, you know, I'm very thankful to have met him, and, you know, I wish him the best of luck, and I wish my friend the best of luck. And, you know, it's amazing the connections that we made. And, you know, I remember laughing at my best friend when she told me that we would be best friends, and I laughed in her face. I fucking laughed. She knew. And I said, you consider me more a friend than I consider you, but that's okay, because I don't make friends easily, and I don't make people easy. And my friend here in Portland, Santa Maria, I never met her a day in my life, not once. And then when I was introduced to her, I knew her face. I had felt her before. Like, I had felt her face before, and I didn't understand why. Like, I was just like, okay. So I even asked her, like, did I meet you last time I was here? Because I was only here for 2 weeks, like a year ago, like a year prior. And she said no. She's like, no, we were talking, and she said she felt the same way, and she's not one to talk to people either. And, you know, and we realized that this connection that we had is not from this world. It's another level. It's another frequency. It was another life, and we're here for each other. She's helped me in so many ways on this island, and I've helped her. Like she's told me, I've helped her, and I've only helped her from being her friend and being that person for her. And the connections that we make in life are very important. Whether they're long term or short term, they're important. Whether they're good or bad, they're important. You know, breaking up with my ex was probably the hardest things I ever had to do, and it killed me. It really did. It hurt, but it was the best thing I ever did for myself, because I wouldn't be able to be here today happy, and I wouldn't be able to be here today with the confidence and the courage to talk about this shit, because I was so closed off and I was so worried and things like that I didn't realize that I have more to offer. And if I don't put myself out there more, no one's ever going to see that. I'm more than just a hairstylist. I'm more than just a woman with a boyfriend or with a dog or whatever. I'm more than that. Like, I know energetically I'm here for a reason. I may not know that reason yet, but I'm starting to get there. And I know I'm here to heal people. I know I'm here to encourage people. I'm here to bring PCOS awareness to people, polycystic ovarian syndrome. I'm here to bring that so that people know that there's so much more to the world than what we can physically see. And I know that it's slowly starting to make its way into a bigger realm, and people are really starting to open up about those kinds of things. And I'm glad that it's starting to happen. And maybe I might not make a dent. Maybe I might not do anything. And maybe these fucking videos are for nothing. And that's okay, because it's a therapy for me, and it's helping me get it out. But other than that, like, I mean, these connections that we've made in this world, in the spiritual realm, and everything has a purpose. And, you know, I can't wait to continue my studies. I can't wait to learn more. I can't wait to read my books. It's going to be great. Like, it's going to be a good time. And I mean, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for Mr. Nice Eyes, because that's your name. And I'm sorry you probably don't understand everything, but that's your name. And I'm glad for my friends, and I'm glad for everything that just happened recently, you know. And I'm thankful that I'm strong enough to be able to do this fasting. I feel great. I've never felt so happier. People are seeing that in me. People are becoming jealous of me of this reason too. And I don't like it, but it is what it is. There's no reason for jealousy, because they don't understand why I'm doing this. And people don't realize that, you know, sometimes you have to go to extremes to find out what you really need. And if you're jealous, then maybe you need to think about what you need to do in your life to correct that for yourself. You know, and I worry because I don't want to bring other people down with that energy, with that toxic energy. But I have promised myself that this time around, the situations that I put myself in are going to be for the better of me. I have created my wolf pack of Fred and George. They're my beautiful wolves, and this was an idea given to me by my friend. And I've created them as my spiritual wolves, and they're my wolf pack. So they wait for me at the door and don't allow negativity to come and affect me. And when I'm out, they're by my side to protect me from negative energies and cosmic vampires and things like that. You know, I put my stones back in, but I chose the right stones, and I choose the right ones to bring me to where I need to be. You know, and it's those little things that make the world of a difference. And I just want everybody to believe that, and I want everybody to see that life is hard. And it's okay to go numb, because sometimes going numb is the best thing that you can do to start over. It's okay to break connections, and it's okay to make connections. But when you feel that connection and it's not the right one, then don't stay very long. Don't allow it to stay very long. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say enough is enough. And hold on to the ones that you do find, because you never know what they're going to bring you. So on that note, thanks for, you know, listening to me rant again. But other than that, thank you very much, and peace and love, y'all.